In the early 80s, the American economy was rebuilt around the interests of big business and wealthy individuals, with the idea that their success would eventually benefit everybody. This trickle-down policy was the brainchild of the economist Milton Friedman, who got a Nobel Prize for it in 1976, and now his ideas are more popular than ever.
Please be seated. Thank you all very much. It's an honor for me to be here to pay tribute to a hero of freedom, Milton Friedman. He has used a brilliant mind to advance a moral vision.
I've studied, the basics of your theories, and I've read about you in high school economics textbooks.
Now tell me something. You say you've read some of my work. Have you in fact read Capitalism and Freedom?
Well, in school, you're assigned readings, you know what I mean, and then they Xerox it.
Okay, let me go back again. I'm just trying to see how much of a faker you are.
Okay. Since the 70s, the gap between the rich and poor has been growing.
But what's happened to the level of income of the poor?
It's risen, but in comparison to the top
of course.
percent, very, very minimal.
But would it be better if it hadn't risen at all? Would it be better if you had kept the difference the same, but no growth in the bottom?
Well, if we curtailed growth at the top,
you'll kill the growth at the bottom. Look, the engine that leads to the miracles that we've seen, that enables you to have a television camera like that, that engine is ambition and drive to become wealthy. Look, there never in history been a time when the ordinary people of this world, and particularly in the rich nations like the United States, Britain, and Europe, never been a time when the ordinary people have had the level of income and living that they now do.
But what about the tens of thousands of people whose lives were affected by the decision?
You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs. You have a system which is overwhelmingly yielding good results. But there's no question that it's not perfect, and there are cases and people will get hurt, but that's true of any system.
Doesn't it make you nervous when you see so many powerful and extremely wealthy individuals sitting there directly influencing those politicians when we're in a democracy?
They're not influencing anything. They're playing a role in the political system, but Congress is ultimately going to be influenced by public opinion, by what the public wants. The public will get what the public wants. Hold on.
What if we had a slightly more aggressive tax system and supported the bottom?
You would have less growth, and the bottom would be poorer. Would in the end up worse off. You would do harm, not good. Look, people don't pay those high taxes. They find ways of getting around it. And you're never going to be able to stop them from finding ways to get around it.
I mean, I think there's definitely merit to that, and I certainly wouldn't advocate socialism.
Well, you are advocating, excuse me, don't talk that way. You are advocating socialism. That's exactly what you're advocating. You're just not willing to call it socialism.
I'm just advocating a slightly more progressive tax structure.
That's socialism. The one thing you can depend on everybody is that he's going to put his interest above yours. I don't think that's a very hard thing to understand.
Well, aren't all these signs that we're starting to see in America that are emerging in America?
What signs?
Didn't they all apply to past civilization? We're not exempt from those rules of history, are we?
When our society collapses, it will not be for the reasons you've cited. It will be because our government has grown too big, because we have not held government down to size.
I'm nervous that because we're not asking the right questions, because we're not willing to curtail our rapid growth, because
I think it's time for you to get out of here.
We're at the stage now where the gap between the rich and poor is growing.
You've exhausted my patience.
I have.